Hi, it's Edward, back with another video. Please take a moment to click the thumbs up button below and consider subscribing to the channel. Please also share this video via social media and with your friends via email. Thank you for your support. Today, I read several financial news articles. I've included links to the articles in the description below. I encourage you to read the articles to support the authors and news sources. As a private American citizen, I'd like to report and share my transformative thoughts through commentary regarding small sections of these articles that are of public interest. The 2023 Great Depression is a financial reality for some homeless baby boomers here in America. I read an article today on Yahoo Finance put out by MoneyWise and written by Sarah Lewis titled, "Unconscionable. American baby boomers are now becoming homeless at a rate not seen since the Great Depression. Here's what's driving this terrible trend." According to the author, many baby boomers across the country are now coming to terms with the hard reality that working for your entire adult life is no longer enough to guarantee you'll have a roof over your head in your later years. I've been talking about this for a while now here on the channel. When you can no longer work, you can no longer maintain your paycheck to paycheck lifestyle because you don't have a job anymore. Some people get to the age where they really can't work because of physical or mental issues. In such a case, they may have to rely only on Social Security, which is scary from my perspective. The average monthly Social Security check in 2023 is only $1,827. Try finding an apartment for that much money in some large cities. This is why there are a lot of seniors who are struggling and could end up homeless. I think this may only get worse as time goes on. Yes, some might be able to move to a less expensive area of the country or move to another part of the world, but relocating takes money. Some people are literally scraping by month after month until the landlord raises the rent where it is no longer possible to keep living in their current home. For those without family or friends, what in the world do they do? Some may end up living in their car, truck, or van if they are fortunate enough to own one. Some may end up living in some type of tent city. We continue to see these on television all the time. Getting back to this article, the author says, thanks in part to a series of recessions, high housing costs, and a shortage of affordable housing, older adults are now the fastest growing segment of America's homeless population, according to a report in the Wall Street Journal based on data from the Department of Housing and Urban Development. Ladies and gentlemen, this is truly tragic. America is a superpower with one of the greatest militaries in the world, yet we are seeing older adults struggling with homelessness. We have billionaires buying mega yachts, islands, and launching rockets into space. Yet, we have people who are housing insecure in our great country. Unfortunately, it is often the haves and the have-nots. People, please do not let this happen to you. Please try to live beneath your means so that you can allocate extra money each month to prepare for old age. If you don't want your money in the Wall Street casino, then make another plan. If I were someone who didn't want to invest with Wall Street, I'd probably be trying to buy a very modest home in an area with low property taxes and get that home paid off, and then make sure all of the big ticket maintenance items were taken care of before I reached retirement age. I'd also make sure that I had a nice emergency fund and a good quality used vehicle that was paid off. I'd also get a home in an area without an HOA so I could have a garden and grow some of my own food, since it costs so much money these days to purchase groceries at the store. I'd also wait as long as possible before drawing Social Security so that I could get the largest check for life. Fortunately, I'm not in a situation where I need to worry about financial security during old age, at least not right now. The tides could certainly turn at any time. Fortunes are won and lost in this country. Please keep in mind, none of this is retirement advice or financial advice. If you need advice, seek advice from a qualified professional in good standing who puts your interests first and foremost. The author of this article goes on to reference Dr. Margot Kushel, who wrote a journal article in 2020 for the American Society on Aging. She indicated that all of the homeless single adults in the early 1990s, 11%, were aged 50 and older. By 2003, she says that percentage grew to 37%. Now, the over 50 demographic represents half of the homeless single adults in the U.S., with no sign of their numbers slowing, leaving baby boomers, those aged 57 to 75, particularly vulnerable. Ladies and gentlemen, I would not be surprised to see the percentage of these aging adults who are homeless increase as time goes on. Life is getting incredibly expensive, and some simply did not prepare for this new reality here in America. Please understand, I'm not faulting these individuals. Some worked hard their entire life and unfortunately encountered expensive medical problems or gave their last penny to help their children. There are a variety of reasons that people end up in this situation. I am saddened by what is happening here in our great country. The author of this article goes on to say, after living through multiple recessions, leaving some of them with little savings, aging boomers are now also contending with insufficient affordable housing. And with everything from gas to groceries costing more these days, many aging Americans are struggling to make ends meet. Well, welcome to America 2023, my friends. This is the current state of affairs, and this is the new reality in our country. This should be a wake-up call to everyone who is young enough to prepare for their future. Not everyone can live beneath their means to save for their financial future because they are underemployed and struggling right now, and I get that. But there are people who could forego some vacations, stop dining out, stop blowing money on expensive clothes, stop wasting money on streaming services, and just watch the Edward Ph.D. YouTube channel for free. In all seriousness, all of the money saved could be invested for retirement, whether that means investing with a retirement professional or trying to buy a modest home that you can get paid off before you reach old age so that you don't have to be at the mercy of a landlord who could raise your rent. Make a good plan and see it through, and get help from a professional if you need it. I personally think this is critically important, especially if you don't have a big family that could take care of you once you reach old age. There are some people in this country who truly are on their own. Be careful, ladies and gentlemen. Please be careful. I read some interesting comments beneath the article that I'm referencing today. One commenter writes, "The nation shipped middle-class jobs overseas, abolished defined benefit pension plans, skimped on housing, allowed prices of basic tenets of living to skyrocket out of control, and now even wants to slice down Social Security. Get ready for the silver homeless super wave in the coming years." Another commenter writes, 1978, I could get a job anywhere with insurance and pension. Now, minimal pay. Average pay for the average worker went up 18.1%. Average CEO pay, 399.3%. Trickle-down effect keeps filling politicians' pockets to keep it that way. Here's another interesting comment. There are a lot of other factors too. Baby boomers were counseled to have so many children as the previous generations. That and the moving of elder care from the family to Social Security has had consequences. This commenter goes on to say, even though other excuses are given for not hiring them, baby boomers are no longer able to find jobs for the most part. Part of the attitude that fuels that can be found in the phrase, "Okay, boomer." What do you think about all this? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. I read another interesting article today that I'd like to share with you because it really hits home regarding how quickly some aging people could be forced out of their rental by their landlord, resulting in them quickly becoming homeless. This article was on yahoo.com and put out by Fox 2 KTVU and written by Brooks Jaros, titled, "You're Killing Us. Castro Valley Mobile Home Park residents told rent will double." According to the author, residents of a Castro Valley mobile home park fear they will be homeless after they receive notices from their landlord doubling their rent beginning early next year. Avalon Mobile Home Park on Castro Valley Boulevard has about 4 dozen spaces and is home to many low-income residents who were told rent is rising by an extra $500 a month, according to letters they received this week. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a perfect example of what can happen. If you retire without any source of income other than Social Security, your monthly benefit may not be enough to sustain yourself if something like this happens. You need to plan for the unexpected. If you are someone with no retirement savings, in good health, and you are a renter, you may want to think twice before taking Social Security early or even at full retirement age. You may want to wait until age 70 to get the largest Social Security check for life so that you stand a chance at being able to keep paying rent with all of these increases. Rent is increasing at an astronomical pace in some areas. I know Sarasota Tim on his channel talks about why you should take Social Security early, and that seems to be working out okay for him right now, since he says he's crushing it. But he is a self-proclaimed minimalist and living in a camper. I'm sure he's also probably bringing in more money from his YouTube ad revenue than he is from Social Security every month, given his channel has over 60,000 subscribers right now. I congratulate Sarasota Tim on his YouTube success. I'm happy that he is doing well. Please understand, I'm not criticizing Sarasota Tim. We simply have uniquely different views when it comes to Social Security. He was actually kind enough to take the time to reply in the comment section beneath one of my videos that I made relating to why someone may not want to retire early and wait longer before drawing Social Security. Please understand that I don't want to tell anyone when to draw Social Security. It is a very personal decision and one to take very seriously with the help of a qualified professional in good standing who puts your interests first and foremost and takes the time to look at your entire financial picture to determine what may be the best course of action. I want people to do what is in their best interest, to stand a chance at retiring with a level of financial security so they don't have to worry about housing insecurity. Unfortunately, many people here in our country are struggling with housing insecurity, and that is very sad. It is a sign of the times here in America, my friends. What do you think about all this? Do you know people who are struggling to afford housing? Do you know people who drew Social Security early and regret it? Let me know about it in the comments section below. Please keep in mind, nothing in this video is financial advice or advice of any kind. If you need advice, seek advice from a qualified professional in good standing who puts your interests first and foremost. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to the channel. Please also consider sharing this video via social media or via email with your friends. I want to extend a special thanks to everyone who has subscribed to this channel. I also want to thank all of my channel members. Check out some of the great books that I suggest you consider reading in the description below. I've included Amazon affiliate links to these books. As an Amazon associate, I earn from qualifying purchases. Stay healthy and wealthy. I'll see everyone in the next video.